Everyone in the neighborhood trusted Aunty Nnena. Everyone, except the children. They could feel something wrong in her smile, something cold behind her kindness. But no one listened until a boy with a recording device came into her life and uncovered what the whole street had ignored for years. Azikiwe Road was the kind of place where everybody knew everyone in the area. Children ran and rode bicycles freely in the streets. Neighbors shared meals, and elders were treated with respect bordering on worship. And in the center of the street stood a lady named Aunty Nnena. She was in her late 40s, a business lady with a soft voice and a reputation of kindness and care. For years, children in the area gossiped about her strange behavior. The boys would come back from errands with sad eyes. Some will even refuse to go near her shop ever again. But in a society where children are often told to keep quiet and obey their elders, their words are always ignored, dismissed, or forgotten. Aunty Nnena would always call boys passing by. "Fine boy, take this biscuit, and tell your mother I greeted her. Good boy," she would say, smiling as their shadow fades away. Many parents loved her, but in the street, children feared her so much, but nobody dared to speak why or even report to their parents. They didn't have the courage to speak out, and even if they did, who would believe their words over a respected adult like Aunty Nnena? But she never knew about CHIBUIKEM, a 13-year-old boy who recently moved into the area with his family. He was different, sharp-minded, stubborn, fiercely and very protective of his little brother, Ebuka. Their mother sold vegetables by the main road, hardly home because she had to hustle daily to feed her children as a single mother. CHIBUIKEM wasn't easily intimidated. He didn't accept everything or anything from outsiders, and most importantly, he paid attention to everything happening in the area. He noticed the way boys avoided Aunty Nnena's shop or street like it was a vulture's nest. He also noticed their stiff posture, their haunted eyes, the unsettled tone in their voices. He didn't understand it, not until the day his 9-year-old brother, Ebuka, came home trembling and crying sadly. CHIBUIKEM quickly reached out to him. "What happened to you, Ebuka? Did someone beat you up? Were you fighting again with your friends?" He asked many questions, but Ebuka can only say no by nodding his head as he buried his face on his brother's chest. CHIBUIKEM was so worried. What could have happened to you? Looking at him with unsettled face. Ebuka's lips trembling in fear. His eyes were filled with unbearable pain, like he was holding back something too heavy for a child to carry. Finally, he looked at his brother. "Promise me you won't tell mommy," he began. "I promise," CHIBUIKEM responded immediately with curiosity. "I don't want to go near her house again. Aunty Nnena, she touched me. She said not to tell anyone or else she will kill me." He bursted into painful tears on his brother's arms. In that very moment, the room felt silent. CHIBUIKEM felt something break inside him. Something fierce, protective, and burning rage inside him. "She did what?" he asked, and Ebuka began to cry again, burying his face in his brother's chest and holding him so tight, like his life depends on him now. CHIBUIKEM held him, shaking in anger he couldn't express. He began to think hard and long on what to do to avenge his brother's innocence that was stolen by Aunty Nnena. If he told his mother, she might confront Aunty Nnena alone. The woman was much respected, trusted and kept in high level in the area. She might even have big connections. She could lie, twist her words, and turn the people in the area against them. He needed solid proof that will show she is a child abuser, and CHIBUIKEM planned to get it by every means possible. CHIBUIKEM met with one of his friends named Somto, whose older brother owned a few electric gadgets. Among them was a small button camera, cheap, old, not perfect, but enough to record a short video. Please na Somi, borrow me this camera. I only need it for one day. I promise to return it before your brother even notices it's gone. Please, CHIBUIKEM begged. Somto stared at him for a while with a curious expression. Why? What are you even using it for? He asked him. CHIBUIKEM hesitated for a while, then whispered to him in his ears. See, Somto, it's because I think something is wrong with Aunty Nnena, and I need to show it to my mother. Somto's eyes blinked twice in shock. He had heard these gossips in the area too. He became more interested in his plan. Immediately, he handed over the device without another word. The next day, CHIBUIKEM left their house very early in the morning. He wore an old shirt with a torn collar, perfect to hide the camera. That morning, as the cock crowed, he walked past her shop. She was just about opening for the day. Aunty Nnena waved with her usual sugary smile. CHIBUIKEM, good boy. Come. Come and help me and carry something inside. You are such a strong boy. I'm not sure your mother knows how strong you are. Her voice dripped sweetness that made CHIBUIKEM's stomach turn, and deep down, he wanted to attack her immediately and make her pay for every tears Ebuka shed. Yes, ma, he answered, pretending to be naive. The moment he stepped into her house, a cold heaviness hit him. The curtains were drawn. The room reminded him of the scene where his brother's innocence were stolen from him by force. Tears welled up in his eyes, but he had to control them in order to achieve his goal. The room smelled of perfume and something else, something wrong. Sit down, let me get you something, she said, locking the door gently. And quickly, the camera blinked red. CHIBUIKEM's heart hammered. Fear crawled up in his spine. He managed to focus his expression to remain calm. He looked up. Ma, please, I need to go. My mom is waiting for me to carry her goods to the junction, he said. But Aunty Nnena ignored his plea and continued. Don't rush now. I won't bite you, she said, coming closer to him and calling him sweet names, giving him a stick of chocolate, and pulled his shirt. She told him she was going to make him a real man, a strong man. She attempted to touch that place. But before she could touch him or do anything more, a loud banging came from outside her door. Nnena, are you there? I need your help with something, oh. Please borrow me your power bank. My own is off, the voice said. It was her neighbor. This made her very angry. She cursed under her breath and hurried out, annoyed. CHIBUIKEM didn't wait a minute, so while she argued with her neighbor, he quietly unlocked the door and slipped out without her knowledge, clutching on the small camera in his hands. Aunty Nnena and her neighbor wondered why he was running away. Yeah, Nnena, why is this boy running like an antelope? Who is chasing him? The neighbor asked her, but Aunty Nnena responded casually. Nah, leave these kids of nowadays, running for no reason. Maybe he remembered something at home, maybe. He had recorded enough footage, more than enough, to convince people that she was hurting little children. And for the first time in years, someone brave had outsmarted her in her game. CHIBUIKEM ran out and went straight to an adult he truly trusted, Pastor Eze, a street man who feared no one and doesn't tolerate nonsense or condone an evil act, no matter who it is. CHIBUIKEM met him standing outside his house. "Sir, I have something to show you," he said, panting hard like someone who just ran a marathon race. The pastor took the camera from him. "Young boy, what is it?" he asked, but CHIBUIKEM signaled him to check the footage on the camera. Pastor Eze hesitated for a while, and when he saw the footage, he removed his face immediately. He looked again. He still removed his face immediately. In that very moment, his face changed. He went from confusion to shock, to anger, to sorrow. Then, he adjusted his standing posture. Bia, where did you get this kind of video from?" he asked him. "When did this happen?" he asked again. He wanted to ask another question when CHIBUIKEM interrupted him. "Pastor, this is what Aunty Nnena used to do to little boys in the area. She always lure little boys into her house with juice, biscuits, and food, and be touching them," he said, looking a little bit scared. "Do you know what you just did, CHIBUIKEM? This is not just evidence. This is deliverance for many other children in this area," he said to him. Pastor Eze told him to go home and be with his little brother. He took it upon himself to bring justice to kids that have been abused by Aunty Nnena. As he held the camera tight in his hands, he called the elders in Azikiwe Road. He called the youth leaders, and he also called the trusted parents he knew. Within an hour, over 30 people gathered in his compound. He played the footage for them at once, and silence filled the whole place. He played the footage again for the second time. The mothers that was present shouted, "Arrow! This is an abomination," and started crying. Some fathers, boiling in anger, they wanted her to die immediately. "This is an abomination." But the youth leader gathered some youths and planned going to her shop, ready to kill her there. "Anyị ga-egbu ya egbu, Nnenna mere arụ." That was the song they sang. Then, in that moment, some few boys stepped forward, slowly, their voices shaking as they cried out. "She did it to me too. I was scared to say anything because she said she would kill me. She told me I would get into trouble if I say anything," another boy cried out sadly. CHIBUIKEM had broken years of fear. Secrets are being spilled into the open. When the whole people in the area marched to Aunty Nnena's house, the ground was shaking with the rage of youths, angry youths. She looked genuinely surprised when she stepped outside. "What is happening? Why are you all shouting my name? Ogini mere?" she asked them casually, still carrying her shoulders as a lady respected in the area. That was when somebody played the footage on the phone, loud enough for neighbors to hear it. Her face drained of colors, her nails weakened, trembling, but she still tried to deny everything. "Ah, who did this?" she asked. "These are lies, oh, manipulation. These are AI now. It can't be me. They want to ruin my reputation. The children of this area doesn't like me, and I don't know why," she tried to convince them. "Enough!" Pastor Eze thundered. "We all have been hearing the gossips in this area, and now we have seen the truth, and the truth does not lie." The next minute, the police arrived with their van. She dropped the hat. Fear replaced her arrogance. She started begging, and she claimed she was framed, that it was the handwork of the enemy. But it was too late. Justice had already opened its eyes. Boys who had once walked with their heads down now stood tall beside CHIBUIKEM, looking at her as the policemen took her into their hillocks. He wasn't just a boy anymore. He had become the voice of the voiceless. Life changed after that. Ebuka began counseling, arranged by the church. Other boys that were victims joined him later. Parents in the area became more aware. The community became more protective of their own. And secrets, dangerous secrets, were not allowed to hide anymore. As for CHIBUIKEM, one evening, he sat outside under the mango tree. The breeze was cool. The stars glittered softly. Ebuka came quietly and sat beside him. CHIBUIKEM, thank you for saving me, he said to him. CHIBUIKEM's eyes filled with tears that he has been holding for a long time. Ebuka, I didn't save only you, he said. I saved us all. And when his mother came out and saw both boys hugging tightly, her tears fell freely. Not tears of sorrow this time, tears of relief, gratitude, and victory. The shadows had been exposed, the children were saved, and a new chapter has begun. This story teaches us that evil does not always come with a scary face. Sometimes it wears kindness like a wrapper. Aunty Nnena was loved by the community, the whole area, respected by parents, and trusted by everyone. Yet, behind her soft voice and sweet smile, she carried darkness that only the children could sense. It reminded us that children also see what adults overlook. When a child says, "I'm afraid, I don't want to go there," or "someone touched me," adults must listen, act, and protect, because a child's fear is never small. Silence is dangerous, doubt is deadly, and ignoring their voices allows predators to hide in plain sight. This story also teaches courage, the kind that comes from the heart of a child. CHIBUIKEM was only 13, but he carried bravery larger than many adults. He understood something many people forget. If you fear speaking the truth, evil will always grow. If you expose truth, even the strongest evil will fall. His boldness saved not only his brother, but also many boys whose innocence has been stolen by someone they trusted. He became the light that chased away shadows that had lived in the neighborhood for years. And another lesson we will derive from this story is that unity matters. And when the truth came out, the people united. Parents, elders, youths in the streets, they all stood against wickedness. Justice became possible because people worked together. Wickedness thrives in scary, but it dies when a society refuses to look away. Lastly, this story teaches us that healing begins when the truth is spoken. Ebuka and the other boys may have been wounded, but once the truth came to light, they began to heal. The community became wiser, more alert, and more protective of its children. Pay attention and believe children when they speak. Evil can hide behind kindness. Stay alert. And silence protects the wicked. Truth protects the innocent. Courage isn't about age, it's about the heart. A society that listens will always defeat evil. This story is a reminder that every child deserves safety, every voice deserves to be heard, and every community, society must protect its future, its children. Thank you all for watching my video. I hope you love my stories. Please like and drop your comment to encourage me. And please don't forget to share this amazing, lovely video with your loved ones and your family. And please subscribe to my channel for more exciting stories. See you all in my next video. Bye bye.